world comes to life. Swerving in the dark down an older road. I'm chasing her.
Hey, welcome to the Floor U podcast. I'm Paul Pleshek. As always, joined by the guru, the man, Sonny Callahan. Sonny, how you doing?
Hello. How is everybody doing today?
You must be sitting in the sunshine.
I tell you what, it's beaming right at me. My head, trying to blind everybody.
Yeah, well, there's a bald joke there, but I won't go there.
Yeah, trying to.
I just did. Joined today by Pat Kelly, the president of the FCICA, the Floor Contractors Association, and Catherine Church, who is, here I go, I didn't get the title,
Executive Director
of the FCICA. How are you doing today?
We're doing great. Thank you, Paul.
Glad to have you guys on here. Anybody who knows me knows I love this organization, and proud to have you guys on here.
Great. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonny's worked with the FCICA for a long time. I've been involved with the FCICA, but not to any major amount. Sonny, you're on the board right now, correct?
I am on the board of directors down there. Love it. We're doing a lot of good things over there. And, you would think the time I've been with FCICA, you'd think it would be longer. But I can tell you a funny story, Pat, that when Kathy Panagakis was still my boss and Wally Giambastiani, God rest his soul, great guy, when they were there, they loved FCICA so much. They didn't want me to go. They went themselves. So there was because they were hogging it themselves, and soon I realized why. They knew I'd take over.
And you have. Which is great.
No, I mean take over for our company, not take over.
I think you meant take over FCICA.
No, but we love it. I'm trying to think. The first one I went to was a Mapei hosted event down in South Florida, and everybody went out on a Mapei boat, and it was a great night. We had a good time. So I was.
That was before my time, Sonny.
Do what?
That was before my time.
A while ago.
Yeah.
And in the time you get paid for, you're with Synergy Flooring, Pat, right? You do.
Well, yeah, that's my sideline job. I own Synergy Flooring. We're a flooring contractor in Atlanta, and we've been there for about 10 years now, and it's been an exciting journey. And I really enjoyed being associated with the FCICA. It's absolutely helped me as a small business owner, help develop my business in the flooring industry, especially on the commercial side.
Well, and that's really what FCICA does. It's there to help the contractors. I think they developed a really good niche in the industry to help, and you're a testament of it. 10 years ago, you weren't in business, and now you're the chairman of the FCICA.
Right.
Two boys. I mean, that's another thing we want to talk about is you've got your family there, your two boys helping, and that's to me that's great. I love it.
Well, that's the best. That's the most rewarding thing I think of this industry is so many of us have our families, in it because we want to bring them in it. It's a fantastic industry, and it's also what a network we've created with each other. In fact, how I got involved with FCICA is Bruce Reeve called me from Michigan. Bruce and I have known each other for 30 plus years, and when he found out I was opening up my own contractor business, he knew that FCICA would be a benefit to me because he saw how important it was to him. So Bruce called me up and invited me, to come to a meeting, which I did, and I immediately saw the benefit. I immediately saw how much I didn't know.
Right. Yeah. And, Bruce is good people. That's as good as they come. And you talk about someone who's selfless in the industry. He's given a lot to help everybody. He's through FCICA, through his business. So that doesn't surprise me that he's the one who led you there. But so those of you who always hear us talking about cigar time at FCICA, Pat, he's our leader. He brings the cigars most of the time. So to me, Pat, John West, Sim Chrysler, Don Jewell, And your two boys come sometimes,
Yeah,
but
they come, even though it's not good for them. John West, so we have a growing group. Well, that's how I guess I became chairman, to give away enough cigars, people want you to be chairman. Not that I know anything. Didn't know enough to say no. Put it that
that's
way.
what you do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite times at the FCICA convention was in the cigar room. I forget where we were.
So we were in just outside of St. Augustine, Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah.
You remember?
Not Palm Beach, Palm Coast, or whatever. What is it called?
Coast.
Yeah, something
It
like
was it was actually a place where we could smoke inside
yeah.
our room. And I don't know if it was just that we were inside relaxed, but one, it was a larger group. And we just started rattling off some of the rankiest jokes you've ever heard. We were all dying, just laughing. It was, I'm going to go, it's definitely top 5 in my career of the funnest times I've ever had.
Yeah. So CJ, we need to put that back on consideration, that location. For another meeting down the road as things loosen up. Yeah.
And that's what I like about FCICA. I mean, don't get me wrong, the educational sessions there were great, but it's the walking in the hallways, it's the after dinner talk conversations that you have. That's things.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done more business there. I've done more training. I've learned more talking to people like Sim Chrysler and whoever else is there, not just Sim, but I mean, that's the great part about it. You're all clustered in usually these great facilities, and you just spend time together learning about stuff. So,
which is also why Sonny and Paul, I really got my sons involved with FCICA, because they're not as old as me. They're that haven't had the experience have had over the years. So this was just a fabulous opportunity for him to continue to learn, about the business, and get into it. In fact, I have Sim Chrysler come by our office once a month and spend a day with both my boys, kind of training and talking and teaching. Now next week, since we're having a virtual meeting, we're not going to play a virtual golf tournament. We're actually going to play real golf. So we're going to play with Sim. We invited Sim to join us for a round of golf before our meeting kicks off in a couple of weeks.
Well, I think that's one of the things with those conventions is that every night, you have these events, you have these things that you can go do where it's such a relaxed environment that you're just having these just day-to-day conversations with people in the industry that you don't really have the opportunity for, generally speaking. And even at something like Surfaces, everybody goes their own way in the evening, and next thing you know, you're back the next day, but you haven't gotten to know people the way you do. That is a very special aspect to those conventions. I've always.
So Paul and Sonny, real quick, to interrupt, not knowing, I assume some of the people watching this may not really know who FCICA is. Okay?
Yeah, go ahead. We got.
So if I could give a real short commercial, real quick.
Sure. Absolutely.
That's okay. And I'm going to refer to my card right here. This is I'm a card carrying member. I know you can't see this of FCICA, but on this, it really lists out the vision of FCICA and what our mission is. We're really an organization of commercial flooring contractors and fantastic commercial flooring suppliers that have, I guess we're 35, 40 years now into our experience together, and growing, every day and every week. But the vision of FCICA, I'm going to read it because I want to do it correctly, because we put together a strategic planning group that created this vision. And that is that FCICA is the resource for premier commercial flooring contractors. We want to be a resource. We're where you go to learn, to network, to get connected, to improve, yourself as a professional in the commercial flooring business. Our mission, very simple. We promote the advancement and continuous development of our certified installation managers, our SIM program, and we definitely want to talk more about that. So the installation management program We provide technical education, business and support, and expert networking. We've already talked about that. Some of us are more experts than others. We realize that, don't we, Sonny, on that? But more importantly, we want to continue to deliver skills and knowledge to enhance the professionalism of our commercial flooring contractors. So really, we're a resource. We're an education resource to all, commercial flooring contractors, small, medium, and large. And that's what we strive to do and be. So that's a quick snapshot, and we look forward to continuing to help the contractors out in the marketplace.
Well, we know we got at least two main subjects we want to talk about because you've got things coming up, and one you brought up was the SIM program. The other one's going to be your mid-year event coming up here shortly.
Correct.
Where do you want to go first?
Why don't we talk about the SIM program first, if we could? Okay. CJ, can I let you take that lead?
Yeah, absolutely. So the SIM program, as Pat said, is Certified Installation Managers. There isn't another program out there like it, and we wanted to, when it was developed, create it to provide education to installation managers. There's other certification programs that are really great and work really well, and we don't need to replicate it or make a second certification program for installation. So we decided to make an installation managers program, and it's going really well. We have about 220 SIMs or so, and currently we have 55 SIM candidates. So they're currently going through the program right now, and then will soon become certified installation managers.
How long does it take to be certified? How long does it take to go through the program?
So they have up to a year to become certified. And it just depends on how much time they put into it. There's 8 modules, and they're all online. So they watch the class and then they take an exam, and sometimes if you don't pass the exam, you can't move past that module. So you go back and you redo the module and then pass the exam to move on to the next. So it depends on how much time they have available to do that. If they're busy at work and working on projects, then they may not have as much time to commit to it. But we give all of our SIM candidates up to a year to complete the program.
Sonny, we have really there's 3 different ways in the past that we've provided to have a SIM. One is the online program, which you take at your following your schedule. Okay, I have let's say 6 SIMs that work for my company. Most of them finish the program within 30 to 45 days. Okay. So if you get on a schedule, you can get it done. It doesn't take a long time to do it. Another way we provided the SIM program is in-person classes. Over a 3-day period, you could get your SIM. Now we have those on hold right now, with COVID-19, and we've held these classes usually in conjunction with our conferences and our mid-year meetings. So that
3 days to SIM.
Right, 3 days to SIM.
Yep.
And then a third way is a more structured way for those of us who may need that structure to make sure you get your online work done. You can sign up for CJ and her team to monitor you, to make sure, okay, every other week we're gonna meet and get together and go through it. That way you can get it done. So we work with, it's a very flexible, easy from the standpoint of it can work within a project manager's schedule with that. Morning, noon.
And I think that's the best part of it, because if someone is gung-ho and they want to add it to their resume, they literally could do that over a weekend or a long 3 or 4 days, get the whole thing done, you're ready to go. But if you're working full-time and you want to just do it at your leisure, you've got the ability to do it either way. So that is one good thing.
Right.
Another good thing about the SIM program.
And it really provides a very broad and detailed overview of a project manager, what a project manager is responsible for, and the processes that they need to follow to make certain that the projects are completed, on time, successfully, and profitably. And also, what's great is there's a network of SIMs then that's created. This 200, plus that we have that are SIMs right now, they communicate with each other. They form their own network, and they're asking
Nice.
each other, for help and stuff. So they have their own, kind of subgroup with that.
I love that, because that wasn't even something we planned on when we were putting it together.
Right.
Organically, and that, I love it. That's
Mhm.
the industry helping people who do the same thing. So that's why, we've talked about this before. There's so many associations that are out there, and you could not even physically possibly be involved with all of them. If
Right.
you're an installation manager, there's FCICA. If you're an installer, there's groups for you. If you're an inspector, there's NICFI. Find the group that hangs out with your type of people, and you'll because there's
Right.
people who know less and know more, and you're going to learn something. And there'll be, every time you get together, there'll be that one thing that you learn.
Well, you brought up, Sonny, about the different groups. I think one of the unique things about that I found with FCICA is we really are a resource to the entire industry, which means we find ourselves in a working partnership with most all the associations in commercial flooring today. That would include the different buying groups such as Commercial USA, StarNet, Fuse, CCA Global, the other organizations such as, the wood flooring guys, I don't want to leave anybody off, NWFA, CFI, who had WFCA, I mean, you name it.
AFCT.
Yeah.
I'm right there for you, Pat. I'm lobbing it up there.
Thank you, Sonny. You helped me because you're probably a member of all of them. I have a hard time with even saying them, but the good news is that our membership spans all those organizations.
That's true.
So we are sort of a melting pot or whatever you want to say that, and with that, it helps us even get better. So we are, I think, really unique, from that standpoint.
What I think that the SIM program does for FCICA as far as being so integrated with the other groups in the industry is based on career path, right? So
Correct.
you've got that advancement into the SIM program. That's one area that you can choose to advance in and to move up in the industry. I think that's a big part of what FCICA offers everybody, because that's really it's the project, not necessarily the product.
Right. It really helps to, even more clearly define a real career path, as you said, Paul, to to the guys, and men and women in our industry that, may start out on your knees laying flooring, but then you can, if you wanted to, you can move into a project management role and then into a own your own business.
It really is the most logical next step in the evolution of a career path in flooring. If you have installation training and you want to move into something different. But what I think a lot of people don't understand before they start the SIM program is that there is a huge leap from being the guy who shows up and installs the job and the guy who's on the job making sure everything goes great. There's product ordering, there's product management, there's delivery, freight, accessibility, maintenance afterwards. There's so many more parts that are involved, and the SIM program covers it. Because a lot of installers just think, I can jump right in to be a project manager. Yeah, you could probably do maybe a C or a D grade job, but if you jump to the SIM program, you're going to walk in knowing what you're doing, and you're going to be respected by people on the job site. It's a big part.
Kind of a segue into our upcoming meeting we're having. In all of our meetings, our conventions and our conferences, we offer what we call SIM certified education, where individuals that are attending those classes, they receive their ongoing certification, because the SIM is not just, get your, earn your SIM, but you also, have a need on an ongoing annual basis to keep up to date on what's going on.
Continuing education.
Get your CEUs and things like that. And we offer those in our upcoming, in all of our conferences as well, in a lot of different ways. So that may be a good segue, you think, Paul, into talking about our upcoming virtual
You run the conversation. We're here to talk about you. Take it anywhere you want to.
Let me hand it off to CJ, who's done a fantastic job really in putting together our first, like a lot of associations, our first virtual mid-year conference. And we're very excited about it, and that's not too far away. So CJ, why don't you give us all an overview of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be October 20th and 21st. It's about 2 weeks away. And we really have a great lineup of education for everyone. We're opening with our keynote speaker, James Leslie, the president of the Commercial Division of Engineered Floors. And we are really excited to have him speak. And MAPE is the opening keynote sponsor. So we're thankful to MAPE for that. James Leslie is going to talk about the current state of the commercial flooring industry, as well as a look into the future of what he, thinks the commercial flooring industry will be, obviously affected by COVID. And then we have quite a few educational sessions lined up. We have Managing Job Site Risk, which is a SIM-sponsored session with Don FCICA and Mike Pidgeon. They'll be holding a Q&A session and talk about managing on-site conditions in order to minimize claims. We have a COVID-19 and contractor liability issues session with Sloan Bailey, who's FCICA's legal counsel and partner at Bailey Law Firm. We also have another COVID session, Distribution Challenges During COVID, which is going to be presented by Bill Mabeus, Executive VP of Fishman Flooring Solutions.
Mabius.
And then we have, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say Mabius. Bill Mabius.
Thank you. Thanks. I haven't met him personally yet, so looking forward to that.
Great guy.
And then we have, that's it for our COVID-related sessions. We have a basic chemistry of adhesives that'll be presented by Jeff Johnson with MAPE, and then ASTM F3311, the MAP bond evaluation, presented by Kevin Phillips, the Director of Technical Services with Novalis. And then we have about 10 associate presentations that are scheduled over the 20th and 21st, and they're ranging in presenting on products and that kind of thing from some of our associate members, as well as even more educational topics like adjusting to the new norm. Are you prepared? Is one of our topics presented by Seth Pavarnik with Ardex. HB Fuller is going to be doing a session immediately following the keynote presentation on Tuesday. And then we have quite a few more. We have Bostic is doing a session, ISE Logic, MAPE is doing a session, Maxon, RFMS, Sunbelt Rentals, and Uzin. So it's going to be a great lineup. We also have, we're using Crowd Compass as our platform. And that platform is, obviously it's not going to be the same as being in person and what you guys were talking about, the conversations that you can have with people in between sessions and in the evenings. But through this platform, there are forums where you can chat electronically through the platform and private chat as well. So we're hoping that this platform is going to still drive engagement with a lot of what our members get out of going to our on-site meetings. And then we also have a happy hour scheduled. So we can hopefully get there won't be any cigar smoking in person inside a building, but you can bring your own cigar to the happy hour.
It's virtually anywhere. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
And
then one thing that we're really excited about the meeting is that it is virtual. And so, it's our first ever virtual meeting, and it's giving us a really great opportunity to have many people come and attend the meeting that normally wouldn't. So you don't have to pay for travel or your hotel room, and you don't even have to pay the registration fee. Usually there's a registration fee for our meeting, and this year we've been able to make that registration fee free to everyone so that everyone can get a chance to experience FCICA and the education that we offer and the networking that we offer. And it's free to not only our members, but our non-members. So anyone in the industry is welcome to attend, and we're, you know, hoping that that will be a great opportunity for them to get to see FCICA and all of our members, and really learn the benefit of being a member of FCICA.
That's definitely a stacked lineup that you were talking about. I mean, every one of those presenters is somebody I know dearly, and they're going to do a fantastic job. I can't wait to be a part of it. I've never done anything like a virtual event like this, so I have no idea what to expect. But if I can watch those people give presentations, I'll be happy.
Well, and also, Sonny, there's no question. It is a packed 2 days of just fantastic education, but also they'll be recorded. So those who may not be able to sit through 2 full days or whatever, like many of us may not be able to, you know, can go back, you know, and listen to and learn from certain segments over those 2 days. But what we're really excited about is not just offering the education to the industry, but the exposure that we hope that FCICA will receive and attract more and more new flooring contractors to our association, especially the smaller independent ones that historically cannot have time to break away to fly somewhere for a meeting. You know, if nothing else, they can spend a few hours, you know, over a couple of days and really get a tremendous amount of benefit.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about that in the last couple of weeks, about the cost of training in general. Not even the plane ticket, the hotel, the car, and the meals. It's just the time you're missing on work. So if you do this is the least expensive way you can do it. So you can't say you can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, about the presenters, are they going to each do it from their facility, or are they meeting somewhere and they're going to do it all from one, like a hotel somewhere?
They're all doing it from their facilities, similar to what we're doing right now. All 4 of us are in 4 separate locations, right?
Right.
So
it's a live stream that they do, and it'll just be on the screen. So if you can push it to your TV, you can just watch it like it's a television show.
Yep. Well, so each session will have its own login or its own link to open up. So you would need to, in between each session, refresh that onto your TV.
Okay. And then obviously that'll all come to you in an email after you sign up. Register. I haven't even registered yet, so I need to register, and I'm going to register. But they'll send you you'll just send us the information. We click each link for each product, each presentation.
Yeah.
I beat you to it, Sonny. I'm registered.
Shut up, Paul.
Yeah. You know what was really
You did it right now, literally.
I was going to say, Paul and Sonny, what was really great to see is when we came up with this concept, which obviously we're probably going down that road anyway, just the immediate support that we received from our dedicated and loyal associate members, the suppliers, without hesitation, jump right in. How can we help? How can we present? Can we offer some financial help so that we can put this on and make it available, to our commercial members, at no charge? And we couldn't do that without them. And I think it just goes back to that long-term benefit that we all receive from our involvement with FCICA.
Well, I mean, COVID is if anything good has come out of COVID, it's the fact that we've changed the way we look at things, right? We look for some reason, the flooring division didn't believe in Zoom calls, right? Didn't believe in doing things electronically. Didn't believe in having online training. You can't do it. It's changed it. Every association I know is offering some type of online training now.
Right.
Our industry needed. So it's this is going to be neat. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, we are too.
I'm glad I understand it more.
Sonny, why don't we talk? Anything else on the meeting, CJ? I think you covered most everything, didn't you? How can people sign up for it?
So if you go to FCICA's website, FCICA.com, there's an image right away for our mid-year meeting. If you click on it, it'll take you to the website to register. And even though it's free, you definitely want to register so that you can get access to the links to attend the sessions and get the recordings afterwards.
Very nice.
Fantastic.
You people better sign up. We're going to release this on Tuesday, and you.
That's October 20th and 21st, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We look forward to Sonny, you and Paul, all y'all support from the NAFCT group, which I think kind of leads into how we look forward to working continue to work closely together. FCICA, Sonny, with you and Paul.
I appreciate that. I think there's a lot of good synergies. We definitely share a lot of membership for the associate members. It takes the associate members to get the training to the people. And I think if we continue to offer vetted, valid training to installers and to contractors, it's going to do nothing but help the industry, which helps us both. So I'm looking forward to it.
I see it. I see the avenue of we have a plan where we think we're going to expand certification dramatically. And when you have that certification and you really start getting engaged with certification, I think that's really when you start to look with where you can go. Okay, what more can I get? What can I add to the resume? Where's my career path, right? And that's, like we said before, I think that's a very valuable career path to start in the industry and work your way up towards a certified installation manager. And we really hope to push a lot of the people that go through our program over to yours.
Perfect. I think, as you said, Sonny, great synergy, which just happens to be the name of my company too. So
synergy. Let's just keep saying synergy. Well,
you usually have a couple programs a year though, right? So you have a summer, a spring and a fall program?
We do. We have a fall, which is normally the fall one is almost 100% focused on education, and then usually incorporates a tour of a manufacturing facility of one of our suppliers. We had been scheduled to be up in Chicago in a couple of weeks, and we were going to tour H.B. Fuller's location up there. Obviously, all that was, has been, put on hold. So that's what the fall usually is. And then the spring is more of a convention, more of a resort type area where you have a lot of, education as well. But then that's when we also would have a big trade show, and all of our associate members, would display their products and things like that there.
We're optimistic we're going to get that in the spring, right? Positive thoughts?
So where again are we going to be, CJ, this spring, we hope?
We're going to be in Austin, March 23rd through 25th, 2021 at the AT&T Executive Education and Conference Center.
Perfect.
Nice.
And CJ, where do you live?
I live in Austin, so
There
it's
we go.
conveniently located to me.
There we are.
Okay. Now we know how that happened.
I didn't pick it.
So we know, you're right. We didn't pick, it picked you. So we know it's going to be perfect.
Your first convention, you don't even get to travel for it, huh?
I know.
We're always looking to save money, Paul. Association.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
That's an understatement from Mr. Pat Kelly. He's save money every day. And make money.
Amen.
And what month is that again? I mean, it's not like you're going to say, I don't know, Vegas in June or something like that, right?
No, it'll be in March. Yeah. Yeah.
I talked to a gentleman
weather.
yesterday from TICE, the International Surface Event, and I was giving him a hard time about them being in Vegas in June. And he said, I'm in Vegas. And he said, on the plus side, it's not August.
This is the only plus.
Right. Well, we really appreciate the time today. It's been fantastic. Thank you.
No, we're glad we could get everybody together, and I think it's a good cause, and I think we need to do it a couple times a year for sure.
Would love to.
I think if there's one thing that if you get involved in doing this, one thing that you care passionately about is training and education. And I think that's why the cooperation in the industry is so evident and so common and worked hard for, is because there's so much training available. There's so much education available. There's really no excuse not to get it. You can go right now for 2 days, October 20th and 21st, and you can get 16 hours, roundabout, 16 hours of education, 16 hours of knowledge.
Free.
For free.
Exactly.
All it takes is the time that you got to take off of work, and I think we all know we work nights anyway when we have to. So you can, you know.
That's right.
You know,
So
in that,
thank you
Paul,
for putting that together. Thank you for making it so it's so available, readily available, and cost effective.
You're welcome. One other for our members virtually on a weekly basis almost, we have webinars each week. CJ, why don't you just talk about that real quick, so make sure all of our listeners know about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a really great webinar program. That's another part of our education that we provide to our members. We do about one educational focused webinar a month, and then we do around 2 or so product webinars a month. So our supplier members have an opportunity to present new products that they have, or it doesn't even need to be new products, and teach our members about the products and, you know, how to properly use them. And it's just really great informative information that we share with our members. They're recorded, so if you can't make the time that it's scheduled live, we have, all of our members have access to it in our database. So, and we the product webinars we also put on our YouTube channel.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Well, if there's nothing else y'all want to cover, I did
Well,
that
we can
y'all
talk
for
all
you.
day, you know. Sunny, not good, I'm sure.
I can do that for sure.
Right. But thank you again on behalf of all of our members of FCICA and Synergy Flooring as a small contractor in Atlanta, Georgia. We appreciate all y'all do to help us get better.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Glad you guys could make it today. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, Pat. And we look forward to talking to you again soon.
And
Thanks for having us.
Everybody else will see next week probably.
Fantastic. Look forward to it. Thank you.
Or at the mid-year meeting, October 20th and 21st.
So will we be able to see each other at the mid-year meeting?
During the
Just in
happy hour.
Do what?
Mm-hmm.
During the happy hour?
Yes, during the happy hour, you'll be able to see each other. And then, like I said, through this platform, Crowd Compass, you'll be able to interact with each other, chatting and with forum. And then you can chat in the meetings as well.
But a lot of people will be able to hear, so none of those jokes like in the cigar room down in Florida.
I'm just saying that could be bad. That
will not be recorded.
Thanks everybody for joining us.
Okay.
Because, will you be able to see what we're typing?
FCICA.com.
Yeah.
You can get all the information there on registering and becoming a member and so forth. Go there, check it out. Sonny and I personally have worked with them for a long time and absolutely endorse their programs.
Do it.
Without question.
Do it. Do it.
Next week on the show, we'll have somebody else. We don't plan that far in advance, but thank you very much for joining us. Until next time.
Sounds great. Thank you.
See you later, everybody.
Thanks.
Good talking to you. Play softball.
Bye.